thought it was fantastic that you was able to put such extraordinary questions like that on Instagram by a picture that everybody's gonna look at the picture, but did they really read what you got in your captions? That was dope, interesting. These questions are filled. I'm just gonna go with the flow and be honest with you and try to make it as simple and full as possible, if that makes sense. I mean, being alone and lonely before quarantine was a choice. It was our place of safety. It was our place to escape society and what was going on with social media, with the news. It was our time, me time, and we could come and go as we please. Now, with this whole virus happening, the coronavirus, and us following restrictions and laws and set times, curfews to be in the house or be here or be shopping, being alone is totally different because we're forced to, which causes tension, which causes anxiety, which causes fear, which causes this whole frantic state that doesn't allow us to fully relax the mind to be alone in a safe way, alone in a more constructive way, alone in a more spiritual way for myself. We are constantly under what's next. So we're not really alone if we can't relax our thoughts to be who we are in a safe environment. Moving on to question number 2, if that answers question number 1. Question number 2 for me, do I feel at home? Being in my house 24/7 is not a thing. I can't make it happen. I have to go outside. I have to take a walk. Thank God that the YMCA is open. I'm able to take fitness classes. Now I have a choice to go to the gym and work out alone and do what I need to do by myself. But me personally, I love the energy of other people in the room. I love that experience. What you deny me of and take from me, I want that. I love the energy of cycling, Zumba, dancing, body pump, whatever the case may be, high intensity workouts. And we are spaced 6 feet apart from each other. I love that. And that feels more at home than being at home. Being at home, I feel so trapped and imprisonated by not only the news, not only by some of the people that are speaking on these channels about what's going on in our world, social media, movies now that are coming out. It seems so absurd now to see people speaking with no mask on in movies. I'm like, oh my God, are we in still Corona 2021? So I don't feel at home. I actually feel a little unease and my mind starts to become numb to this place of, I'm trapped in this box. Am I allowed to go out? If I go out, can I come back the way I left, safe? Or am I gonna go out in fear and live the rest of my life like that? So home is not home for me anymore. It's actually a place of rest, and I make it my obligation to leave daily so I can find anything but what's in my home, in my other home. That makes sense. I hope that does. We're gonna move on to question number 3. Question number 3, do you feel comfortable or sadness with solidarity? That one got me a little bit. I do feel joy. I feel like I found who I was, and it was a choice. It was a deeper choice. And the sad part about that, the sadness that I get is that I'm so joyful who I became in this lockdown moment of my life that I was able to really look back in my past and be like, oh shit, I did that. Oh, I heard that person. Oh, I did this. To really reflect on past events in my lives and situations and conflicts and circumstances that brought me here but damaged me as a person and actually pushed and pulled people away from me. I feel joy now. I feel happiness. I'm able to wake up and make more and more apologies to people and say I'm sorry for what I've done, which brings me that great comfort in my body, which brings me authenticity of myself that is not fake. It is not, oh, let me be the good guy. Let me be the guy that everybody likes. Let me be the ultimate black man, artist ever, dancer, actor, choreographer, director, because the world says so. It's because I believe it and I see it, and I think for me, this lockdown has brought me that. Being alone has made me nail in and drive in on a clearer vision of what I'm manifesting within myself daily and projecting out to the world. I see it and I like it. And I found myself fighting myself to become who the fuck I am right now. And I'm very, very grateful. So yes, I do feel joy through the sadness. Now I have comfort. 4, why does your body tend to do or find itself lonely, or is it whether by choice or force? Okay, so what does my body tend to do if it's forced to be lonely by choice or by me? Right now, I'm locking down. I would lock down. Like if I'm in the studio right now, if you told me I had to stay in this studio 24/7 and I can only go out at a certain time, my body locks down. It locks down out of fear. It locks down of not knowing what the unknown is. It gets tension. It crimps in. I become the space. I see no outlets. I see no box I can break through. I see nothing. It's just this. It's me. So when I find myself lonely, space becomes very small. Very, very small. That's how I know when I'm alone, when the space becomes small. Very, very small. No matter where I am, if it feels small to me, I'm like, wow, I'm alone. It could be people all around me. And if there's a bubble I feel that's over me and I'm stuck in it, I become cramped. And I feel no freedom. Yeah. And that's a loaded question too. Moving on, bonus. And I hope I answered number 4. Number 4 was a little tricky. Yeah, shut down. It shuts down. For 4, it will shut down. And that's that's not by choice. That's if it's forced. By choice, I can still be at my maximum capacity in a room and still be alone. If it's by choice. If it's by choice and only choice. 5, let me get to this 5, boom. So this is how I took number 5. Now, I've always been a people watcher. I'm a watcher. I see people, I watch how they move, I love it. I actually find it interesting now that with this mask thing, you can see through people. You actually get to see who people are and their personalities and what kind of world they live in and what they eat and what they like through their eyes, through their physicality, how they express themselves. And let's be honest, we as humans express ourselves very physically. I'm doing it now unconsciously. Now I'm going to be conscious of it. But we are very expressive people. It's all about how we communicate. It's gestures and body language and, you know, how we paraphrase certain things like, did you not? Our awareness right now during this pandemic and, you know, virus stage is different for everybody, but for me looking at it, I think we have become more conscious of space than we ever have been as a community, as a society, as a world. Because now that 6 feet thing makes people not take for granted what space is, but you actually see negative impact that it has on people, spacing. When you forcing somebody to be spaced apart like that, now they're like, yo, back up. 6 feet, and you're watching people, even through aisles with the, when you're shopping, when you're going out to get things for the house, the exits, yeah, I said it right, or the arrows telling you which way to go and which way not to go. We're so programmed to just go down the aisle that now we're driving in grocery stores. We're driving in stores where maybe we're going to get something to fix a toilet or something. We're driving. We're like, oh, I can only make a left. I can only make a right. Oh. And it's actually causing us to move like robots. Like, let me explain like this. Like, the government are dogs and we are the cattle, and the government is forcing us to move the way they want us to move. No one can run off and veer and do what they want because they're the animals pushing us, the dogs, to move how they want us to move. And that's what this virus is doing. You're watching people move like fish in the ocean together as a school of fish. You're watching that. but they're doing it with so much control, discipline, and respect for not getting sick. Whereas before all of this, people were just moved. There was a freedom of the body. There was a liberation, you know, like, woo! Where now there's a restriction, a tension, a nervousness, consciousness. Now I feel like when people speak, and I can see this watching, they speak inward because they don't want to, you know, project any saliva or spit onto somebody. They speak almost, if there was a door frame behind a door rather than inward like we used to when there was no virus around. And it just changes the space. It just changes space and space in general. That's what I meant to say, excuse me. How we move through space, how our bodies interact in space, and even how we interact with others in space. So now we are so conscious now of ourselves, and not a beauty, oh my God, does this dress look good on me? I wonder how the world is gonna see me with this on, but more so in a safety way where everything is all about control, a plan, and a schedule. Like, I'm gonna wait for her to come down this aisle so I can just reach right around and grab a box of cereal. I hope I nailed what you're saying. So basically there's more of an awareness of space now. And it's not just a dancer thing where before dancers, that's what we do. Actors, that's what we do. Artists, we are so aware of space because we are just naturally like that. Now, the population of people are aware of space. We all might as well just be builders of our own destinations because that's what it is now. We're building daily on how we move through it. There's a plan. And before you never thought about it. Now you actually think about it. Yeah, so that's all I had to say. This video is a little longer than I thought it would be. Like I said before, these questions are filled. And I'm pretty sure that there's some gems in there. And as my mind continues to think about these questions and, you know, they impact me as I'm just spewing out how I go about this. And they all relate. They all relate to each other. It's just a continuation of, you know, the same vibe that you're going for, I see. But yeah, if there's one thing these questions will do when people answer them, it will make you think if you haven't already, and it will force you, how about this, to pull yourself back from society, to be alone, or in a lonely situation, to actually observe and watch people, if you don't already do that. And that's Elijah. Thank you.